Just making sure. I'm gonna move that a minute. Okay, no, it's cooking. Oh my God. Oh, YouTube, what is going on? I'm so excited for this. This was a highly requested topic, and I'm so honored to be here with you today. So we're gonna dive into this. This is how to manifest fat loss after 40. Fat loss, weight loss, how do we get our ideal body no matter what we're going through health-wise, no matter what our age is, no matter what our weight is. I'm gonna be sharing with you exact steps that you need to know in order to manifest fat loss. And ladies, here's the best part. It can happen really quickly when you follow the steps that I'm gonna outline in today's video. Now, if you have any questions for me at all, make sure to put them in the comments below. We're gonna talk about how to do this. Let's get into it. So first and foremost, we're gonna talk about the exact steps on how to manifest fat loss fast. We're also gonna talk about the actual action steps as a nutritionist. So I'm a spiritual nutritionist. I am just an FYI, so you know who you're getting your information from. I am a certified nutritionist, background in fitness, also psychology of women's self-sabotage and food behaviors. In addition to that, I'm most honestly, what so many around the world seek me out for is my intuitive gifts and abilities to be able to really identify what's going on within your body and how to heal the body and how to optimize your health and really align you completely. So I am an intuitive, I do energy work, highly spiritual, and I love to teach others how to be intuitive and to tap into their bodies. Your body is your greatest source of power, I promise you. We're gonna teach you how to do that. We're also gonna talk today about how to get around your limiting beliefs, right? Like, let's just be honest. Could society and culture do any more about talking and starting at a very early age about how hard it is as you age, weight is gonna happen, menopause, this, genetics? We're gonna talk about all of it, okay? Now, the other thing that I do when I tell you with my background, I also, with energy and breath work, so I like to tie in a lot. We're also gonna do a little visualization to help you to fully align. So stay tuned, let's dive in. I'm so excited to have you here. Share this with somebody that you know that will benefit. The more the merrier, and let's all go higher together, all right? So I personally I don't have a thyroid, just an FYI about me. I had struggled with disordered eating, emotional eating, was not at an ideal weight, struggled with weight, honestly, for most of my life. It wasn't until I really identified what I teach in my Love Your Body, Lose the Weight program, what I share with you guys here all over YouTube, which was I actually had to understand that I was in a relationship with food. We're gonna talk more about that, but not so much here today. But what I wanna tell you, just so you know, I know where you've been, is my point. I know the struggle. I know where you look back and you go, have I been spent most of my life thinking about my weight, wanting to dieting, gaining weight back, and always having it as an active part of my thought process? So that was me. And if that's you, then this video is totally going to help you and speak to you tremendously. Now, I do want to tell you that I created a great free gift to support you in this process. If you feel like you get overcome by food, meaning like once you start eating, you might not be hungry, but once you start eating, all of a sudden you're like, how did I just eat all of that? I wasn't even hungry a moment ago. Or your cravings kind of take over. You end up eating on autopilot. Or you just are sitting there feeling like you're a little powerless to food, then this is gonna support you. So I have something that's gonna stop cravings in their tracks so you can drop fat fast, because we actually wanna release fat. If you want this, this is my cravings kit. I've created it for you. It is a training and a guide, and it's gonna highly, highly support you, because once you understand the origin of why you reach for food, when you're not hungry and in different situations, it's a game changer, because then you're not eating based off of your emotions, right? You're actually eating when you're hungry. So if you want that, put cravings below, and my team and I will make sure that that gets to you, and you're gonna love it, I promise you. All right, so let's dive into today's video. Here's the thing. Everything with manifestation comes down to your belief and your vibration. So right now, I want to ask you a few key identifiers. And I just want you to put down below in the comments, if you're a yes, put a yes. If you're a no, put a no. So what I have found, I have worked with thousands of women have gone through my programs, but I've worked with hundreds privately of all ages and all races and all sizes and all over the world. And what I can tell you, and I had this myself, was as a dieter, dieters are type A. We love to have control. Well, I'm a recovery dieter. Love to have control. Generally, you're of a perfectionist, and I don't mean that you look perfect or think you don't think you're perfect, but what it is a perfectionist truly never believes that what they do is enough. So they're their biggest inner critic. These are common traits that I find with those that have spent their life dieting. So my first question for you is, do you feel like when you look back on your life, do you feel like you've spent most of your life dieting? And the way to identify this is if every year you lose weight and gain weight and think about dieting and end up dieting and trying different things. One, when you reflect back on holidays, vacations, life in general, does weight have a mark on it? Meaning that every holiday, you can remember a time where you didn't feel good in your body, you didn't have certain clothes, you felt frustrated, you tried to do a cleanse or a detox right before, where food ended up taking primary focus, and you were sitting there going like, oh my God, I don't ever want to feel this way again. And yet the next year goes by. So what I found after doing this work for 18 years is that the majority of women spend anywhere from like 70 to 75% of their life dieting, thinking about dieting, wanting to lose weight, and putting a lot of energy into that. If that is you and that rings true for you, put yes below, because again, this is going to support you. Now, the other thing that I want to tell you is, when I look at dieters, again, and we want to manifest fat loss, right? So why am I up? You're going to see why I'm doing this. There's always a method to my madness. All of my clients and women in my community know this. We first want to identify with, who do we identify as? So do you identify when I'm talking about a dieter? Dieters love to have control. That's why they usually end up, the one thing you can control is what you put into your body. So if you felt out of control in other areas of your life, most likely at an early age, you learned that you could control your weight. And that was something that was in your control when maybe the outside world felt out of control, right? So what happens though, as an adult, then you keep looking to food when life gets stressful, when it feels out of your control, when your kids are doing this, partner's doing this, life is happening. And that's where you end up zoning in. Does this make sense? So dieters often spend a lot of time in isolation. They also like to eat in isolation. So maybe, you sit down and you eat with you go out to dinner and you eat a normal dinner, but then you come home and you have additional snacks and food, or the kids go to bed and then you sit with your chocolate and your wine or your cheese, right? Like, these are different habits that can happen. And it's the difference between you being in the body you want and struggling with that excess weight. Okay. So we want to just identify what's been our pattern. What is our belief system? One of the fundamentals with manifestation is really understanding your self-identity, i.e. the self-concept. Self-concept is who you believe you are, and what you believe you're deserving of having is what you will experience in your 3D reality. If you believe that it's hard to lose weight, right? That your body is working against you, that you've always to lose weight, you're gonna have to deprive yourself. You're gonna have to eat grilled chicken and broccoli. You're gonna have to give up going out and being social and having wine and all the things. You wanna get clear on your identity and what these stories are, because that's just it. They are stories. So the first fundamental thing that I need you to understand when we want to manifest fat loss, and as I can tell you, I literally have done this where, again, in my story, and I'm not going to go deep into this. I just want to share it with you because I'm like literally an example of this. I have transformed my body as 10 ways till Sunday. I do not have a thyroid. Now, we all know as women how important hormones are. I have nothing to make these hormones. Nothing. There is, if you got up close, there's a scar. I had a double thyroidectomy. Oh my, geez. And I can also tell you, I was told, be prepared. You're going to gain 30 pounds. You're never going to be able to, you're on this medication. You're going to have to do this. I did not listen to any of it, thank God. And you see this when you hear women that have babies later in life, or they were told like they couldn't have children. Your mind is so powerful, and you are programming your mind at all times. What you tell yourself is your truth, will be your truth. I cannot stress this enough. I don't know why this isn't just taught in like first grade at school, because had I known this, there would have been a lot different dialogue going on upstairs, because I was really mean to myself for a very long time. Now, the other thing that I want you to know, especially if you're wanting to manifest fat loss. So when we age, especially if you derived a lot of worthiness from your weight, when you start seeing your body change, it can really hit your confidence. Now, many think that, oh, well, when I lose weight, I'm going to get confident. And it's not that way, right? It's very much goes against the law of attraction, law of assumption, law of gratitude. When you are grateful for where you are right now, it is a game changer, because there's a level of acceptance, which means you've detached from needing to be different than who you are to get the thing. So right now, I want you to really level out and look at your life and go, can I find joy in this journey? Can I appreciate where I am? So I always teach my clients, because I get this question and I've gotten it for decades. Like, Melissa, I don't want to accept my body because I don't like my body where it is right now. And this doesn't even feel like me. And, this and that. And I get it. I've been you. I totally get it. And I can also tell you, can we flip it to I appreciate where I am? I appreciate all that I do for me. I appreciate that my body's here supporting me. And I'm excited for where I'm headed. Okay? So step one to this, we want to identify what are our limiting beliefs and stories around aging and around weight. That is the very first thing that you are doing here. What are my stories what do I believe I have to do to lose weight? Do I believe it's hard, or do I believe it can be easy? Do I believe it can even happen for me? Do I believe that I could get that body, or do I have a story that's going to be a lot of hard work, that it's going to be struggle? Now, we're going to talk about what to do when you've dieted and gained the weight back, and dieted and gained the weight back, and what do we do mentally with that, right? Like, if you already have this story and this book of evidence that's working against this new belief system that you want to inhabit, what do we do? So what you do in that situation is you actually create a book of evidence of the times that you have lost weight and the times that it's been easy, right? Like the women that go through our Love Your Body, Lose the Weight program, generally at the end of it, they're like, the weight loss just ended up being icing on the cake. Like, I'm so happy in my life. I'm so happy with who I am, and there's an excitement for life. There's a filling up of life outside of food with themselves, them feeling happier within themselves. But also what I would always hear, and I love it so much because it's what I experienced as well, is you really truly start to go, wait a minute, weight loss is really easy. When I stop making it so hard, and when I stop obsessing and looking at calories and macros and telling myself that I have to work out 90 minutes to 2 hours a day to get results, or do a HIIT workout in order for my body to change, when I actually just dropped in and got connected to myself and listened to what I was being guided to, which is a big piece in manifesting fat loss. And I'm going to take you through this in a visualization where you're going to get specific guidance on what to do for your body and for you to actually see that version of you. So we're going to go into that, but stay with me here, okay? That's going to be towards the end of this video. Now, what I want you to do, so step one, we want to identify limiting beliefs and stories. Step two, we want to look at what is the book of evidence that we can create that we've done this before, that this has happened for us. Maybe we went on vacation and we lost weight. Maybe we had a holiday and we came back and we were like, oh my God, did I lose weight? Look at what you were doing. Tell yourself it's easy. right? So this brings me to a powerful practice, which is writing a new story. Scripting is something, if you are into manifestation or anything around self-development, I'm sure you've heard about it, but how I like to do it is you definitely want to put a pen to paper. Please do not put this in your computer. There's actually power, and it's scientifically proven that when you put a pen to paper, it is a game changer. It will actually fire off waves to your brain. In essentially, it's connecting your synapse so that you're actually creating a visualization that drops you in on a cellular level that this is a new experience for you in so many words, okay? So when you're scripting, what happens is you end up creating a visual around it. So when people tell me they're not visual, that's actually not true. If I say apple to you, you have a picture of an apple in your head, right? If I say watermelon, you have a picture of a watermelon. I would love watermelon right now, which is why that just came to me. So what I want to tell you is when you are scripting, a story comes to life in your mind, okay? We envision things all day long. When you're thinking about what you're going to do this weekend, right? There's a vision that pops in your head. So when you are scripting out a new story for you, you're going to see a vision play out. What that does is, remember, we're live beings. The mind doesn't know the difference between a dream or reality. When you show your mind a vision, on a cellular level, we start getting coded and your cells start going like this, and they're like little twitching. It's like think of like little cartoon characters, and they're like, oh my God, that's happening, that's happening, that's happening. And it starts to bring it to life as if this happened for you. This is why the power of revisioning, which I'm also gonna talk about here, is very powerful at night. So when we wanna go through the process of manifesting, first and foremost, you wanna identify what are your limiters. Then you actually wanna sit there and create a book of evidence for why this can happen for you. Where have you lost weight before? How can this happen? When you start proving this to yourself, then you start going, wait a minute, this actually is real for me. This has happened for me. I don't care if you were 12, I don't care if you were 22, whatever it is, you want to create that book of evidence to prove to your human here that yes, you actually can do this, and you've done it before, and it was easy, and it doesn't need to be complicated, it doesn't need to be hard. Then your step 3 is you're going to write a new story. You're going to write a new story about what this got to be for you. I'm so happy and grateful. You're going to write it in the present tense, doing a diary entry. You can pretend you're coming on a YouTube live with me. Melissa, I'm so happy and grateful. I watched her video and it worked for me. I actually went through and did all of the steps, and it was crazy. I started to really tap into my body. I started to tell myself that weight loss was easy. I started to look myself in the mirror and I said, we are healthy. We have everything that we need. We look incredible. I started to just operate as the version of me that had the body, and it felt so good. I was in so much joy. I was so happy, and my body guided me to start walking more, and I started eating healthier, and it was just really seamless. And before I knew it, I was at my ideal weight, and people started telling me, oh my God, you look so good. How did you do that? That's so great. And I just sat there and I go, I lost weight. And I just noticed I was feeling so good that I wasn't even paying attention to it. But when I look back, I really see that I just kept making positive, healthy choices that served me. And they aligned with the version of me that I wanted to be. And I'm so happy and grateful. I sit here right now writing you to say thank you, right? Writing myself to say thank you, or writing God to say thank you, whatever it is. But you see, you start amping up your own energy, and then you're going to read that letter. You're going to read that news story. You're going to read it before you go to bed to saturate your subconscious mind and be in the felt identity of that version of you that happened for you, and you're going to go to sleep that way. That's how we reprogram the mind. As a master hypnotherapist, I really learned about subconscious reprogramming, and it's become a fundamental thing in everything that I do and everything that I teach, and you will see that in all my videos here. If you like this, definitely subscribe and continue to come back. I'm on here live every Tuesday and Thursday, and I put up a video basically every day. So now, next what I want to tell you to do. So we wrote a new letter. Now the most important piece to all of this is, who are you? Who is your self-concept? Who is this version of you? Who is this identity? How does she dress? How does she eat? How does she act? So many sit there and they're like, Melissa, I just want to get weight off. Then I'll figure all that stuff out. Then I'll do the mindset stuff. Then I'll do it. And I'm like, no, but that's what you've done in the past. And that's why you didn't keep the weight off. See, I talk about identity so much because until you actually create the identity of who you are choosing to be, it does not cement into your body and way of being. It just doesn't. If you do not have the reason, okay, so let me just dial it back in. The reason I've been able to sustain the body that I have, the weight loss that I have, right? Truly being able to wear clothes that I wore when I was 22 at age 46, it's because I created the identity of this version of me. I was not an athlete growing up. I was overweight growing up. I was called thunder thighs. I was called bubble butt. I was brought to Weight Watchers when I was like 14, right? There are so many things I can say, and I had a very, very, very low sense of self. Not sense of self, self-concept. I did not speak kindly to myself. I truly didn't love being in this body. The more I dieted, the more I separated from myself, the more I separated from faith, the more I separated in trusting that my body knew what I needed. I started outsourcing everything to a book that I read or a diet or a cleanse, and maybe I should do this and maybe I should do that. And should I be keto? Should I be paleo? I'm going to try Nutrisystem. I mean, you name a diet and I have tried it. I also tried I'm just going to be orthorexia nervosa, which is I'm so healthy that it's just a way for me to control my calories. So out in public, it would be no, I'm just super healthy. But what I was really doing was trying to control my calories because I did not trust my body and I didn't trust myself. And I was not happy with who I was, and I was separated from my body. Lady loves, your body and you are connected. It is an asset. It is a temple. It is something that was provided for us in this human experience, and we get to see it expand, and we get to see it get smaller, and we see it when it gets sick, and we get to witness all of that through this body. And the more that you love this body and understand that you and your body are one. So if you are angry with your body, if you are upset with, I end up having a lot of women come to me that, sorry, hold on, I dropped this, that will say I don't like looking at my belly. After I had kids, I have a scar there, there's loose skin, there's this, there's that. So they actually will get dressed each day and they will not acknowledge their belly. That is telling yourself that it's pure self-rejection, right? So if we're in self-rejection and separation, wouldn't you want to eat crappy food? If you're telling yourself crappy things about yourself, that you're not enough, that you look fat, that you look bloated, that you're aging, that you're this, why would you ever want to eat healthy? And who wants to go work out? You literally are just slapping yourself across the face over and over again. And that's what I see so often. And that's what I used to do to myself. And then I would make myself work out, right? As a way to masochistically, I was oh, I'm working out, I'm so healthy. It was not from an act of love. It was from an act of control. It was not from an act of, oh, I want to be healthy. It was from an act of, I need to lose this weight because this weight is making me feel less than who I am. And I've now outsourced all of my power to what I look like. Just like we outsource all of our power to social media likes and to other people. So I want to remind you of this. You, my friend, my beautiful friend, all of the answers lie within you. The more you connect to you through love, right? The more peace and happiness you're going to feel within your body. When you drop into that energy of, I love myself, I appreciate where I am. I know that my body's doing the best that it can, given the fact that I don't talk kindly to it, I hardly move it, and I don't feed it very well, right? And when we start to do that and we just sit there and we go, I love you and I'm so grateful to be me and I'm so in love with this life and this opportunity to be in this body. Well, all of a sudden your body goes, it's like a release, right? I feel it right now. And it's oh, and then you're not sitting there trying to control and find joy in food and make up for lack within self. There's something that I always say within my community, which is where there's lack, you will fill the gaps with food, you will fill the gaps with alcohol, you will fill the gaps with social media. Where there is lack within you, so you will fill those gaps with something outside of you. And that's when we're separated. And one of the most fundamental things that I found in releasing weight, keeping it off, optimal health, and loving myself so deeply, I'm in an absolute freaking love affair with me, right? You have to be your biggest cheerleader, because at the end of the day, the most important relationship that you have is you with you. At the end of this life, it's you with you. How did you talk to you? What did you believe was possible, right? Did you believe in yourself? If you are, and I'm gonna say something that's might rub some people the wrong way. I grew up, I went to all girls Catholic school, right? And I do believe in God. I'm not here to push religion on anybody, whatever, to each his own. I will say universe, all the things. But when I recognized that I had been separated from my religion, because I had to come back and kind of figure out what I wanted that to be for me. When I came back to that, I saw that the hardest times in my life, and the times at the height of disordered eating for me, and the times when I really felt like I was struggling with a lot of things in life, was when I had no faith. I was not connected to anything, and I was definitely not connected to myself. So everything that I was doing was from an act of desperation, self-rejection, and really, really not being grounded in myself. So I say that to you because what's so important for you to recognize is that faith is always available to you, to truly, truly believe that you can manifest weight loss and to release weight, and that your ideal body is meant for you, that you are of divine consciousness, and that power lies within you, that you can heal yourself, right? Like, I healed myself of cancer in 8 weeks. That's how powerful we are when you believe it, right? And I guarantee each and every one of you, if I sat down and said, what have you manifested in your life, from your life partner to children to homes to careers, you could sit there and go, yes, I believe that this was meant for me, and so it came to me. Like, if we really look at it, the most fundamental simplified fashion was, you didn't have any restriction. You didn't have anything resistance to the belief. You probably just thought, of course I'm gonna get married. Of course I'm gonna have the love of my life. Of course I'm gonna make a lot of money. Of course. Of course. So that's actually something I love to teach the women in my community, is just start saying, of course this happened for me. Of course weight loss was easy. Of course I have optimal health. Of course this came. Of course, like, how could it not? Why would it not? Why would the universe bless everybody else, but then skip me and tell me that I need to struggle and suffer, right? When we really look at things that way, it's a game changer. So I want to say to you that when you really sit here and recognize your belief systems and your identity, it's a pivotal piece. So we talked about rewriting your story. Now the last is your identity. Who is this version of you? Who is she, right? How does she dress? How does she eat? How does she move, right? She eats differently, guys. She's not going to want to overeat at night. She's not just going to want to sit and feel bad about herself and go look to food. She's going to eat differently. How does she move? What gym does she go to? Does she go to the gym? Does she work outside? Does she go to dance classes? How does she dress? Does she wear color? Is she in all black? Like, what are the things that happen to this version of you? How does she feel when she walks in a room? I want you to get clear and write out self-concept. Who is she? How does she dress? How does she feel? How does she move? How does she eat? What are her routines? Because she does operate differently. And when I have women that are like, no, she's really like, I just want to lose the weight, and then like this, like, no, because it's who you become in the journey. Who is this version of you? When you drop into her energy, it will be a game changer for you, I promise you. So you want to get detailed. You want to saturate yourself in who is she. And then every decision that you make from this point forward, you're going to make it from that energy. And a great thing that I love to do is give her a name. Who is she? Maybe she is like fit me, and like you give her a name. Maybe her name's Veronica, or it's like, this is like Beyonce with Sasha Fierce, right? Like, she drops into that energy before stage. So does before she gets on stage. Taylor Swift, like, there's a lot, Olympic athletes, they talk about they have a different identity that they access. And it's because it works. So who you tell yourself you are is what will be reflected back to you in your 3D reality. This is Law of Assumption by Neville Goddard. Everything is a mirror. It's a mirror reflection. And a great exercise that I can have you do right now that you can do, and I promise you it will come back to you within 24 hours, is write down what you want your partner, your kids, colleagues, strangers, to family members to say to you. What do they say to you? You look so good today. You look amazing. Oh my God, I love that outfit. Wow, did you lose weight? Whatever you want them to say, just script it out. You can just bullet. He said, she said, they said, oh my God, this happened, blah, blah, blah. It will come back to you in 24 hours. I promise you. Okay? That's the power of law of assumption. Assume it's done, be in that energy. That is what will create that for you. So when we want to manifest weight loss, I want you to actually identify who is she, create a full self-concept, and then I want you to drop into the felt experience of it happened. It happened. It happened for me. It happened so fast. It happened so quickly. Oh my God, I lost the weight. I feel so good. I released this weight. I'm at my ideal weight. It feels so good. It happened for me. It happened. It happened. This worked. This worked for me. Start affirming that you watched this video and it worked. It worked because it will. I've had it happen for thousands of women, and it will happen for you too, and it happened for me. Oh my God, I woke up and my body changed quickly. Now, a great thing that I love to do is before bed, you're going to read your story and you can write, I woke up and my belly was so flat. I look so fit. I think I lost weight. I look so good. I woke up and my body looks more toned. My body's got, you can affirm in your journal and script each day the things that you want to experience. And the last piece to this is I want you to detach. When I asked you earlier and I said, I guarantee you have manifested things in your life because you had no resistance to them. What happens with weight loss, just like with money, is as things happen and we have different experiences, we stop trusting ourselves. We stop trusting our bodies. We stop trusting that it can happen for us. And this elicits fear, i.e. resistance that happens. So even though we'll sit there and we'll go, no, I want this and I want this and I want this, what then happens is the counter of, on a subconscious plane, I'm saying that I want this consciously, but now I'm watching myself eat a brownie and now I'm pissed off at myself because I've been telling myself I want to lose weight, but then I had a brownie and then the brownie led to chips and then the chips led to some pizza and now I'm doing this. All that's happening is on a subconscious level, you don't believe it's possible. And you have a story that it's not safe or it's hard. And so a huge thing that we want to do is really look at the root of what food looked like in your home, what weight looked like in your home, what your mother said to you about it, what your father said to you about it. And this is really diving deeper into the subconscious. We go really deep in this and Love Your Body, Lose the Weight program. If you want that, it's on sale now for Labor Day. I'll put a link below. My cravings, my free gift for you guys, put cravings below. That will help with this. But what you truly want to do is get back to the roots. So as a body intuitive, what I help people do is understand what was the age of origin in which you separated from self and actually created a subconscious program that it wasn't safe for you to release weight. And that's what I find so often is many will yo-yo because there's a lack of safety and a contract that was made energetically and a subconscious that said, I don't want that. Whether you got a lot of attention and it didn't feel safe, whether there was any sexual trauma or just trauma in general, whether you were highly criticized, or you were celebrated for weight loss and then you ended up with disordered eating. There's so many things. Food has so many root connections through culture, through society, through family, and in our self-esteem, right? And this all actually happens and starts in the womb. I have, I'll never forget, I had a client that, you know, she was like, Melissa, I'm losing weight. And then every day at 4 o'clock, I find myself wanting chocolate cake and I seem powerless to change it. And I said, okay, well, let's go back, right? And we went into one of our coaching sessions. So the way that I coach, we go, it's deep. It's not just, you know, coaching. We're going into subconscious and more psychological work. Anyway, I say all of this. And what we found was that, you know, she actually, and so was huge. She had come from California. She was now in New York living with her fiance. So her and her mother always made baked cakes together. And one that they loved was chocolate cake. And then they would bake the cake and then eat the cake together. She was missing family. There was an emotional gap, right? And so once we just incorporated in our lifestyle, but she wasn't realizing, because she's like, but I don't feel like I miss him that much. But she was feeling really ungrounded. She was missing community. She was missing family. So we booked a trip to go home. She started FaceTiming her family more. And she really saw that the connection, the mother, right? There was the mother connection that was really missing for her. By filling that, not with food, but with true connection, and with her telling her fiance she was having a hard time. She was feeling lonely in New York, right? That was huge. I also had another client where she found herself, no matter what, she had gone to endless nutritionists, psychologists, therapists, all these things. And this was fascinating. And we did regression, so past life regression. But sometimes in past life regression, you can get brought back to this lifetime, right? Because you go in with an identifier. What are we looking to heal here? And we went in with what is going on a subconscious. What is it in this lifetime or in other lifetimes where no matter what she's doing, she can't seem to get full, right? Because she was like, I don't understand this. Like I'm ravenous. Everyone's telling me there's nothing wrong with me. I've gone to all these doctors and all these things. What happened was we went back to the womb, and her mother was starving herself while she was pregnant. She had an eating disorder. So a lot can happen. It doesn't just happen in childhood. Also, guys, things can happen in the womb. So this is getting deeper into other work. But what I want you to understand is no matter what's going on with you and food, nothing is wrong with you. All of it can be healed. You don't actually have to, it was huge for her, because once we went back and we identified that she was actually in the placenta, she was being starved. So she was looking for food from the womb. So she always felt hungry. So even though she was feeding herself, so after this, she dropped like 100 pounds. It was kind of crazy. And it was amazing. And I felt very, very blessed and honored and humbled to be able to support her in that, because my pain went out to her, that she had spent years and thousands of dollars and doctors and so much. And so that's what happens. There's so much that goes into all of this. So if you, please, the reason why I'm sharing these is I don't want you to feel like anything's wrong with you. Weight is just weight. It does not define you. And it actually is quite simple to release it from the body when we also understand what our stories are. So if you have stories around aging, around perimenopause, around menopause, we've got to rewrite them. It's the same thing with aging, guys. We've got to rewrite these stories. They're not serving you. Don't buy into them. I don't care about the science that backs them. I don't care about any of it. You are the star of your life here. It is your movie. You are writing it. You've got the pen. It is your script. What do you want it to be? Saturate yourself. Nourish yourself. As a spiritual nutritionist, all I talk about is how do we nourish ourselves, not just with what we eat, but with what we ingest. Only watch things that support how you want to feel and what you want to be true for you, and then make it your truth by removing and releasing any beliefs that don't serve you. Now, I go deep into beliefs work and how to actually do this in my other video. I will link it. I'll link it here because I can't remember the title right now, but I really talk deep about this. Also, we do this in my membership community, Limitless Academy, where I'm with you daily, live, or daily coaching from me. And we also meet 3 times a week for a live video. We have guests, we have all the things. I'll link that below. But last but not least, let's go through this visioning exercise. So I would absolutely love for you. Wait, I want to make sure, did I go through everything? Okay. We went through self-identity. You're going to write your new story. You're going to get rid of any limiting beliefs that don't serve you, and you're going to rewrite them. Remember, a belief gets created in 17 seconds. So if you don't like a belief, we have 60,000 thoughts on repeat a day. Okay. I'm sorry, we have 80,000 thoughts on repeat a day. 60,000 of them are negative. If we can start plucking the ones that aren't serving you, that started for you many, many moons ago, and you start writing them, just start making a list. What are the stories that I have on repeat that I don't like? What do I tell people? Do I just tell everybody, oh, I'm just always this, or oh, I'm this, or oh, I'm so sensitive, or oh, I'm too emotional, or oh, I'm this, or oh, I've always struggled with my weight, or oh, we're big boned in my family, or oh, everyone in my family, I've got to really start getting my heart checked because of this. I'm not saying not to go to your doctor's appointments, but really understand it's epigenetics. You can change your genetic disposition. I did. You can too. And anybody can through the stories that you think. The words that you say have immense power. The thoughts that you think create beliefs. A belief gets created in 70 seconds. If you don't like the belief, pluck it and write a new one, and then repeat it until it becomes who you are. You're going to do the same thing with your self-concept. You're going to understand that you have the power. You're going to rewrite what weight loss gets to be for you. And as you identify in this new self-concept, your actions are going to change, because that version of you, she doesn't eat crap. She doesn't just sit around. Yes, she still finds joy in food, and you can have wine and this and that, but she is a healthy version. She finds joy in doing things differently. She probably lives a more active lifestyle. She talks to herself differently. She surrounds herself with different people, positive things, right? Okay, so are you ready? Are you ready for this visualization? Okay, so everybody, I would love for you to please close your eyes. We're gonna have an inward experience. You have to have your eyes closed. We really wanna stay connected, and we wanna drop into the body. Your body is the key for all manifestations to occur and for it to guide you completely. So right now I'm gonna take you through something that I do. It's called the 5, 5, and 5 breath. This is going to calm your central nervous system. It's going to relax you, and it's going to help you to identify what are subconscious programs and to actually program yourself to think differently while connecting in to actually receive divine guidance for you on what your body needs to release weight naturally and to do this and manifest this weight loss rather quickly. So right now, with your eyes closed, you're going to take a deep inhale in through your nose. For a count of 5, just listen to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Suspend your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale out of the mouth for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take another deep inhale in through your nose for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Suspend the breath. This relaxes the nervous system, allowing your conscious mind to take a back seat as we access the subconscious. Exhale slowly out through the mouth for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This time on this inhale, we're going to breathe in white and golden light, filling up the body, breathing in, breathing in, breathing in, and suspend the breath. Relaxing, releasing, and calming. You have everything you need. And exhale out any worries and doubts, anything that's on your mind, releasing any and all stress. Grounding into the body. And right now you're going to just take your pointer finger and your middle finger, and you're going to tap on your heart, connecting into the body. The heart is the brain of the body. And it's going to give us beautiful guidance here today with your eyes still closed. Tap, 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 tap. Just right now, you're going to ask your body, dropping in intuitively, body, please tell us what are the top 5 foods or habits that we get to change or release from our lifestyle that are going to help us to manifest fat loss fast, that are going to help us to release this weight for good. And see, we don't want to lose the weight. We want to release the weight. We don't want to call it back. Our words have power, and when we say lose, the mind subconsciously hears, we're going to lose it, but then we're going to want to gain it back again, okay? So you always want to say, I've released weight, I've released, I've released, okay? So now tapping on the heart, tap, 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 tap. What are 5 foods that I need to release from my diet that are keeping the weight on? Right away, you're going to hear foods. You're going to either see, hear, feel, or sense. And maybe there's only 1 food that's directly coming to you. 5 at most. Maybe there's 3. Whatever it is, We just want to keep it in mind's eye. This will be a game changer for you to be able to do this. Now, next, what you're going to do is ask yourself, eyes closed still, tap, tap, tap. What are the habits that are no longer serving me, that are blocking me from where and who I want to be? What are the habits? And just an FYI, your intuition might come in and show you some people or places. And that's okay too. We're just getting the information, and this is you bridging the gap so you can learn to trust yourself, that you are always being guided and that you can access this. That you can access this at any time. Okay? Tap, tap, tap. And now dropping your hands down, palms up, open to energy, eyes still closed. You're going to take another deep inhale in, and you're going to suspend your breath. Hold it, hold it, hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale out of the mouth. Beautiful. And you're going to see swirling golden light coming in through the crown. And opening your third eye. And as we do this, you're going to see yourself in a beautiful garden. And right in front of you is a lush garden, and right in front of you, you're going to see a mirror. And you're going to take 5 steps toward this mirror. There's a golden path in front of you. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and step 5. And you're going to look inside this mirror, and in this mirror, you see your future self, who has your ideal body, optimal health, happy. You're at an ideal weight or size, and you're wearing something so fabulous. And I just want you to take this vision in, seeing this version of you. And seeing what she's doing, how she's dressed, who she's talking to. And now she walks up closer to the mirror, and she's literally a mirror reflection of you. But this is you with your ideal body and your ideal identity. And right now, you're going to talk to her and have an inward experience. And you're going to ask her what guidance she has for you to support you in your journey of manifesting your ideal body for you. And just take a moment to hear, see, feel, and retrieve this guidance. And if you're not hearing anything or seeing anything, just know that this guidance can often come later and expected throughout the next 24 to 48 hours. But really just dropping in and connecting. And take this time to ask her any other questions. Beautiful. And just take a deep inhale in. Thank her for showing up here for you today. And for all the guidance that you received. And when you're ready, just come back and open your eyes. And you just want to take a moment to write down what you received so it doesn't leave your mind. And sometimes we need to come back and do this again and again to get more comfortable, depending on where you are in your own process of your own personal connection and evolution. But I hope that this was extremely helpful for you today. I am so happy to be here with you. If you have any comments, if you enjoyed this, any questions, any videos that you want me to do, let me know in the comments below. If you want our free guide to stop cravings in their tracks so you can drop fat fast, that is a gift that I created for you. The link is below. It's a free training and worksheets and guides that are really going to support you in understanding some deeper root causes of what's going on for you and your connection to food. In addition to that, definitely check out my other videos. I've got tons of information here to support you. You can go to any of those playlists. If you are interested in our Labor Day sale, our Love Your Body, Lose the Weight program is on sale now, significantly reduced. This is my incredible and world-renowned program for truly helping women to release weight without dieting and heal their relationship with themselves and with food and truly transform that completely. It's an incredible program. You have it for life. I cannot say enough good things about it. It's what I did, and it's incredible. So if you want that, it is significantly on sale. Significantly, it's kind of blowing my mind how much we reduced it, but it's on sale below. I will put the link there. And if you want more around mindset and a live container and community, that is my membership program called Limitless Academy. Would absolutely love to have you. And that's on sale too for Labor Day. Putting the link below, and that will end on Sunday. We would absolutely love to have you. And thank you so much for your time and your energy. And if you don't want any of that, just come here, subscribe, come join me. I'm just honored and blessed to be with you on your journey. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. All my love. Mwah.